Good morning, beloveds. I hate to say this, but everything hurts today. We had one of those days at work, and I just ache. Everything aches. So, and the weather's about to get weird, so that's probably not helping. But, you could, if you have an extra treatment, feel free to throw an extra treatment my way so that the ache is at least bearable enough that I can get through today. So, I don't have a really physically intense job, but yesterday was kind of, yeah. All right. It is January 11th. Our title is Divine Enthusiasm. Our author is Cora, Dedrick, Fillmoremore. It's from Christ Enthroned in Man from 1937. It's Fillmore, so it's obviously Unity. All right. The law of divine enthusiasm, spiritual zeal, is one of the most powerful laws operative in the kingdom of the heavens. To speak always, fearlessly, truthfully, and courageously makes for enthusiasm, and it establishes a confidence, a sureness that even the angels of heaven must notice and honor. The world has been zealous in advocating reforms. The trouble with all of the reforms has been that those who were behind them have tried to compel others to change their ways without changing their hearts. When the principles of practical Christianity get a deep hold on one's consciousness, one is not only willing to change, but to work continuously to lay hold of the spiritual powers that will transform them. Application of the fundamental principles of Christianity, that is, of love towards God and humanity, makes new creatures of men and women. It makes new creatures of us all. This is true today as it has been true all down the ages. But no great inspiration is going to emanate from a lukewarm religion. One must be zealous in one's work. Courageous, zealous religion is the power that transforms one, that makes one want to be on the right side of every proposition. This one's kind of a hum. I get what she's talking about, divine enthusiasm. But, okay. What caught me in this one was the trouble with all of the reforms have been that those who were behind them have tried to compel others to change their ways without changing their hearts. And that's why I went to ministerial school. Honestly, well, there's two reasons why I went to ministerial school. No, there's multiple reasons why I went to ministerial school. But when I went, so the main two reasons why I went to ministerial school. One, I took a medical anthropology class when I was in undergraduate, and got my anthropology degree. And what blew me away about the difference between Western medicine and Eastern medicine is, one, Eastern medicine definitely looks for root causes, and Western medicine mostly treats symptoms. But the other thing is in Eastern medicine, they treat the whole person. They treat the mind, the body, and the soul. And I went. Because if your mind is not healthy, your body is not going to be healthy. And so in Science of Mind, we have different definitions of soul. But spiritually, if you are not spiritually healthy, your body is not going to be healthy. And so that's one of the reasons why. So the practitioner in me helps with the mind. And the minister in me helps with the spirit. So there's nothing wrong with your soul, because your soul isn't your soul. You have individualized a small part of God. Soul. So there's nothing wrong with your soul. But spiritually, you know what I mean? But the other reason why I went into ministerial school was when the Boston bombings happened, when the two young men bombed the Boston Marathon. And I'm a military brat. I grew up in the Air Force. I was literally born on a military base when my father was in boot camp. So my father was in the Air Force, and the first 14 years of my life, my father was in the Air Force. And then my mother spent, so for 33 years of my life, one of my parents worked for the Air Force. So, and as with children, spouses and children of military people grow up with mindset. We understand that we are targets because frequently we live on or near bases, and bases are military targets. We understand that. When the Boston Marathon was bombed, these people attacked civilians. Okay, that's against the rules of the rules of engagement. That's against the rules of war. Straight up, the rules of war, and there are rules of war. Okay, I wish there weren't. I wish there were no wars, but you don't attack civilians. All right, that is the way that it was. Now, in the era of terrorist war, obviously that is no longer a rule. We no longer follow that rule. And that's the point, because when you attack civilians, the point is to create terror. And when that happened, I thought to myself, what is mine to do? What is mine to do? And what I can do, I can't force people to change their ways. Okay? But what I can do is to touch their hearts. I can't force them to change their hearts. But the whole goal of ministry is to touch people's hearts so that people can choose to change their hearts. That is the goal of ministry. Is that the way a lot of ministers function? No, but that is what I was taught to believe about ministry. Our goal is to touch people's hearts. And when I took Dr. Reverend Roger Teal taught my homiletics class too. Reverend Cynthia taught the first one, and that woman, every one of us, she just thrust her hand into our chest and pulled out our beating heart and showed it to us. It was hard. Okay. The first class, not the first class, I think the second class with Dr. Teal, he told me I was boring. And he was right. I was awful. The second time when I did my final project, I touched on a tough subject. But I did it in a light and funny way. And so the two things that I remember him saying to me, I don't remember anything else that he said to me, was, well, you're naturally funny. You're never going to need canned humor. Thank you. Not that I don't use canned humor. I'm just terrible at remembering punchlines for jokes. So it helps to be naturally funny. But he also said, but you touched my heart. That is what spirituality can be. That is what religion can be. The goal is to bring people closer to God, to bring people closer to the divine nature, to bring people closer to their divine nature. And she is absolutely right. The way we do it is with enthusiasm. If we don't do it with passion, with enthusiasm, if we don't believe in what we are talking about, we are not going to affect the change. It is my goal to get on and do these readings and to touch your heart, to help you grow closer to that which you are, the divine nature. to light the source, to light the path to the source of your own being, so that you are in constant communication with the source of your own being. And you are passionate about walking that path every day. You are passionate about seeing everyone as beloved children of God, even when we don't act like it. That you are passionate about making a world that works for everybody, about creating a world that is peaceful and harmonious and where everyone's needs are met. That's the world that Science of Mind is working for. That is the world that Unity is working for. That is the world that Christian Science is working for. That is the world that Divine Science is working for. That is what New Thought is working for. And in New Thought, there is no other. There is no other. We're all beloved children of God. And but we're passionate about it. I hesitate to use the word zealous, because, zealot is not, that connotation is not the best. But we are enthusiastic about it. We are divinely enthusiastic about helping everybody reach their divine nature. She's right. We want to hold up an example. And Jesus is one of the finest examples about that divine enthusiasm. Because he always went to God first. He always went to God first. I of myself can do nothing, but God and I together, God through me. Now he used the word Father. We all know I can be weird about that word. I and the Father are one. Through me, the Father does the works. That was his, and that is divine enthusiasm. You want an example of divine enthusiasm? You got one. All right. I was just struck by that one line. If I were to give you a mission today, the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to find our divine enthusiasm. What is it about God? What is it about spirit? What is it about creation? Yeah, I'm opening that is your enthusiasm. And how does that bring you closer to your divine nature? That's the mission today. What is it that sparks your divine enthusiasm? And do more of that. Do more of that. That's what the world needs. More of your divine enthusiasm. More of all of our divine enthusiasm. All right, beloveds. Oh, all right. I'm going to take a deep breath, and then I'm going to remind you of the other mission, which is the spiritual practice of self-care. It is straight up a spiritual practice. If you live a life of service, you must take care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup, which is why at the beginning of this, I asked for treatment because I ate today. My cup is a little empty today. So, yeah. All right. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Honestly, I think when I get off this, I'm going to text my pastoral care peeps and ask for treatment because I don't want today to be a long slog. So yeah, I'm going to ask for a little more treatment. All right. But what is loving, kind, and compassionate for you? My suggestions: take a deep breath before you speak. It is easier to not say them than to make amends after you've said something you don't mean, especially to yourself. Take a deep breath. Take a walk, take a nap, take a break. These are just jumping off points. Ideally, everything you do for yourself and others is loving, kind, and compassionate. It is possible. I encourage it. Do I do it 100%? No, but do I do it more than not? Yes. Even the hard stuff can be done lovingly, kindly, and compassionately. And honestly, I believe it's the best way to do it. It doesn't get us out of having to do the hard stuff, but it just means that we can do it gently. So, take a walk. Go get your blood flowing. Go get your muscles moving. Take a break. Sometimes when you have hit the wall, what you need to do is go do something else and look, and then you can come back with a fresh perspective. You know how I feel about taking a nap. None of us get enough rest. Straight up. I went out at 8:20 on the couch last night, according to my Fitbit. So there's that. All right. A couple of the other ones, say no. And I did yesterday. I did say no. And no is a complete sentence. You do not owe anyone an explanation, but if you choose to give it, then please, do it. Say yes. Yes to something that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Frequently what we want is on the other side of our comfort zone. All right. I'm going to remind you that one of my other ones is to eat dessert first. I do believe chocolate is the first step to fixing anything, but what I mean by that is don't save the good stuff. Your life is a special occasion. Please treat it as such. Don't save the good stuff. Use the fancy dishware now. Use the fancy silverware now. Use the fancy glassware now. Don't wait for a special occasion. Make the occasion special. And then the other part is joy. Joy is quality of God. Therefore, joy is quality of you. I want to remind you that joy, no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you deserve joy. Please make room for joy in your life. Yep, there we go. All right. The rest of the suggestions are basic self-care. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Drink plenty of water. You know how I feel about hydration. I do have my glass with me today. Your brain works better. Your body works better. Your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Drink plenty of water. It's as equally important in the height of the winter as it is during the peak of the summer. For the same reasons, dehydration, because the heat's running all the time and just sucking that moisture out of you. Drink plenty of water. And then get that early in your day bright light. It's cloudy today, so there was no sun, so I'm definitely leaning into the artificial light. 5 to 10 minutes of bright light on your face and forearms will help to reset your circadian rhythms. The sunlight, if you can get it from 7 to 9, that's apparently, according to science, 5 to 10 minutes will help with your vitamin D production, reset those hormones, do all that. But if you can't get the sunlight or you can't get that 7 to 9 because your schedule doesn't allow that, then artificial light will help. If you need more support than you're getting from the light in your house, Google sun lamp or seasonal affect disorder lamp. All right. It's that time of year for me. I have been diagnosed with seasonal affect disorder. That's why I lean into it. All right. Where was I? Oh, well, we've talked about light, which means I'm at my Ernest Holmes quote. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us all the time. What does that mean? Well, one, it means that it's all God. Even the inanimate stuff you look around, it's made from God's stuff. We are all made of God's stuff. We were made by God, of God, for God. Which I find very comforting. That may be weird for you, but think about it for a minute and change the word God if you don't like the word God. I'm totally okay with that. I say use the words that make you comfortable. But the other part of it is to recognize that heaven is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Okay? That means it's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. It means that once you learn to create it, because you came pre-installed with the ability to do that, then rather than heaven being a locality, which Ernest said, heaven is not a locality. It is not a place we have to get to, but it can become any place we are. Therein lies the superpower. It's a state of mind. And one of the fastest ways to learn to create that state of mind is to take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. Look for the good and praise it. Look for the good and praise it. Which is just another way of saying count your blessings. And you know me, I love to count my small blessings. I love to count all those little blessings because they're what adds up to the big blessings. If we get stuck looking for the big blessings and bemoaning the fact that maybe we only have one big blessing, we're ignoring all the little ones. Well, the little ones are what add up into that big one. All right, so try it. You might like it. Ooh, the cat is asleep with the paw stuck out. Yes, I will hold your paw while you sleep. Okay, I'm being distracted by the cat. That means I need to move on. All right, beloveds. I'm at the social media. We are Creative Life Spirituals Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Reverend on the social medias that I am on. I commend them to you. We try and put up light, bright, funny, enlightening, helpful, and funny. I think I already said funny stuff. And there are hours of content on both of the YouTube channels. Please feel free to go check them out. Just click on the playlist, then you can see what we've been up to. All right. The Creative Life Spiritual Center has playlists by the month, but they also have special ones where all of the ministers that are not Jesse have their own playlist. We have a guest speakers playlist. We have a soul session playlist. We have a This Thing Called You, where I read you This Thing Called You playlist. So there's lots of stuff up there. Go check it out. Go check it out. All right. And then subscribe while you're there so that you'll be notified when we put new videos up. And then This Thing Called You is on both Creative Life Spiritual Center and the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel, because it's my favorite book. All right. By Ernest Holmes. Okay. And if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That will put you on the constant contact, and you get one email a week, and the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it'll take you right to the information you want, or the person that can help you get it. Okay, I'm now at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day, an enthusiasm day, a get to know who you are day, a take it a little slower day if you need to, a take a nap day, sleep like a cat day, hold someone's hand day, a kind day, a compassionate day, a loving day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. You teach people about the God of your understanding through your words and actions. Remember that. You are a divine spark, a brilliant light. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. Know the truth of your being. Know the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of everything that you know that you have been told that you are. Okay? By gender normatives, by society, by culture, by religion, by ad executives, by marketing people, by stereotypes, by archetypes, by people that know you, by people that have never met you before. Peel all that away and get to know who God knows you to be. Because I can promise you one thing. The person that God knows you to be, that person is good. That person is good. All right. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.